Hello and welcome to the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. I'm Jared Floyd. Happy Monday. Hope you've had a wonderful day. Temperatures obviously quite warm outside today as you take a look at the almanac from the Monroe area to start a look at the evening forecast. If you joined me earlier today, you know my disdain, my disgust, my just overall bad feelings regarding the forecast and how complicated and how complex and how topsy-turvy it is going into the latter part of this week. We'll get to all of that in just a minute. Your forecast is always made possible by ServPro with 3 locations, Monroe, West Monroe, Shreveport, and Natchez. To serve you, visit servpro.com today. Afternoon high of 83, just 2 degrees shy of the record. Did see some records fall over in Shreveport and Texarkana today. They were back in the mid-80s. We were just 2 degrees shy of a record and well above normal for this time of year. You don't need a rocket scientist to figure that out. Let's take a look at the infrared satellite as we head toward the bottom of the 5 o'clock hour on this Monday. The occasional cloud cover, it was much obviously thicker to start the day, and then we saw the sunshine kind of win over as we worked through the afternoon. I would expect that trend to continue generally speaking, for most of the rest of the work week. Obviously, Thursday, Friday is a different story, and we'll kind of tackle that more as we get closer to it. All radar products made possible by Browns Roofing, brownsroofingla.com. Don't forget the cold weather drive is continuing through the rest of the month of November. You can go to their Facebook page for a list of drop-off locations, or you can schedule a drop-off as well. We did even see some showers across central and eastern Arkansas today. Obviously not really in our area, but just a sign of the increase of moisture that will continue over the next few days. Temperatures, 70s. Again, most of us were firmly in the 80s this afternoon. 73 in El Dorado. Again, there were also some spots that did run a little bit cooler, namely across southern Arkansas where the cloud cover was a little bit more persistent to start the day. Still at 81 in Shreveport, 80 in Texarkana, 73 in El Dorado and Bastrop, 78 Monroe and Winnsboro. But the dew points, a far cry from where we started the day. Most of us are firmly in the low to mid-60s. The last of the dry air still trying to hold on along the Mississippi Valley. But it is losing the battle as we continue to see what will probably be a string of fairly warm, humid mornings, especially for this time of year. Usually not used to seeing dew points this high without some type of storm threat. And we won't see the storm threat, at least here in the short term, over the next few days. So a little bit of good news there. Futurecast made possible by Bayou Power Sports, I-20 Frontage Road in Monroe. Don't forget, again, the holiday season is upon us. Youth ATVs, dirt bikes from Honda and Yamaha are available. Go see Mike and the guys today. Patchy fog is again a possibility. It's been a River Valley issue for the last couple of mornings, and if you woke up this morning and you noticed fog, there's probably a decent chance you're going to run into something similar tomorrow, perhaps even a smidge more widespread, but it's just that surge of kind of shallow moisture that moves in during the overnight hours that leads to the increase in cloud cover, and then again, occasionally, maybe some patchy fog to go along with it. Some of that fog could even be pretty thick at times, dropping visibility maybe less than a mile in some locations. So again, just be aware of that. May have to give yourself a little extra time to get where you're going tomorrow morning. And it'll probably be a possibility again as we go through Wednesday morning. Again, it's been a pretty persistent trend for many areas. Check a wind speeds back out of the south and southeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Rain totals for the month of November, just in case you didn't see them, we haven't had any rain. What about in El Dorado, you say? We haven't seen any rain there either. So obviously there is a need for that. And as you take a look at Futurecast, as we paint the picture over the next few days, winds back out of the south and southwest, I would expect them to be fairly breezy at times tomorrow as a weak front approaches from the northwest. That front does nothing but just compress the air, probably warms us up a little bit. And again, I would expect quite a bit of sunshine after the morning cloud cover. Repeat the whole process again on Wednesday. Clouds, fog to start the day, sunshine winds over in the afternoon, weak front just kind of compresses the air, doesn't really allow for any kind of rain chances. By early Thursday morning, we'll get some remnant thunderstorms from the west that could spill towards the region. I've kept the rain chances pretty low going into Thursday morning. And then perhaps some scattered activity that could fester later in the day on Thursday. I know what you're seeing here and you're going, well, all of these storms are just kind of fizzling before they get here. Yeah, now you know why I'm so frustrated with the forecast because, again, as you look at the scenarios and it's bringing quite a bit of rain to the west, albeit nowhere near as aggressive with the rain totals as they were late last week. And again, it just kind of brings we get the leftovers, for lack of a better term, for the early part of the weekend. Now, there's probably another storm system behind it, the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday time frame that's probably going to bring rain, and then there's probably another storm system behind that somewhere around Thanksgiving. Do we know the specifics of any of that? No, we don't even know the specifics of this. So we obviously can't really dive into the specifics of something that's beyond that. Yes, good evening, Janice, and good evening, Sean. Yes, the creeks are drying up. Again, very weird, but it's also... It's unusual. It is out of the ordinary. It's unseasonal. It's all of those things. But it's also very indicative of the La Nina pattern. Again, El Nino, La Nina. But we're coming out of that La Nina pattern, and we're kind of on the back edge of it. And this kind of falls in line with that general pattern. So it's not just something absolutely unheard of, but again, the law of averages tell you that eventually things will balance out. It just hasn't happened yet. I think we're on the precipice of getting there to the bigger changes, but it's still not a foregone conclusion, and there's no guarantee it happens here in the next week. Forecast rain totals have come back dramatically. Again, if you follow a lot of social media weather folks, or you follow a lot of weather sources on social media, which I encourage you to do, find the trusted folks that you like. Hopefully, I'm one of them. And follow multiple folks because, again, 3 heads are better than 2, 5 heads are better than 3, so on and so forth. But there's also just a lot of garbage out there, too. Folks that the only way that they benefit off of you is by getting, clicks and stuff like that. And so a lot of folks threw out the raw model data from last week, and they were going, hey, 4, 5, 6, 7 inches of rain are headed our way. It's going to be a sloshy one next week. Oh, it's going to be... And now the model data is kind of honed in on the specifics, and those rain totals were way overcooked. And so instead of seeing a lot of 5-6 inch rain totals, they've come back into the some areas along the Mississippi or the Red River Valley to our west could still see 4 or 5 inches of rain, but there's a lot more 2 and 3 inch rain totals. And in our area, where again we kind of look to more or less get the leftovers, there's a lot of 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch rain totals, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't want to dump 4 inches of rain over this really dry area. It doesn't benefit us as much. But if we can get 3/4 of an inch of rain or an inch of rainfall over the weekend or Thursday, Friday time frame, and then get another system Sunday, Monday, and then another one beyond that, that rain a little bit more beneficial for the overall drought conditions across the area. Kim, in terms of Thanksgiving, nah, we don't really know. Like I said, I don't even know what's going to happen by the end of the week. So it's really hard to take a stab. But again, what I just mentioned earlier, I do think we're going to run into some type of storm system and probably a pretty significant cool down during the Thanksgiving time frame. Some computer models are suggesting a pretty large storm system on the Wednesday before, big travel day. That would be not an ideal scenario. Some bring a storm system in on Black Friday, big shopping day, not an ideal scenario. But again, there's a lot of specifics that we just don't know. There's also a lot of data that says, we're going to get that early week next week system, and then it's quiet after that. So again, there's so many different scenarios that are a possibility. But again, I think we do trend cooler. We trend soggier. What that means in terms of specifics, I meet with a shoulder shrug. Janet, May, good evening to you as well. So there's the rain totals over the next 7 days. Clouds move in, some patchy fog possible as we head toward daybreak tomorrow. Most of us will be in the low 60s. The upper 50s are still not out of the realm of possibilities, especially across southern Arkansas. Daytime highs tomorrow and along the Mississippi Valley, where that drier air is still trying to hang on. Most of us with dew points in the low 60s. We're going to be in the low 60s for overnight lows. Low to mid 80s for highs tomorrow. Again, morning cloud cover is a possibility as well. My, got a mosquito bite. We walked the kiddo home, and I'm pretty sure a mosquito feasted on me on the way home. So be aware of those too. Afternoon sunshine back in. A little breezy at times as we go through the day tomorrow. It'll be a warm one, though. Look at the 7-day forecast made possible by 3B Hardware. More of the same. Low to mid 80s tomorrow and Wednesday. Probably still close to 80, even with the clouds and the rain chances back in on Thursday. Again, full disclosure, the rain chances do go up to about 50 to 60% Thursday night, Friday morning. So if you check the app, you'll see those rain chances boosted there. I don't want folks to see this 7-day get the wrong impression. We're probably going to see some rain in a good chunk of the region, but in terms of drought-busting rain and this big dramatic spiel, that still is not necessarily what I'm looking at. There's probably going to be a window of opportunity for strong to severe thunderstorms at some point Thursday night, Friday morning. But the overall threat looks fairly isolated. We'll obviously keep you updated on things as they change. Should trend a little bit cooler for the weekend, but generally speaking, it's still above normal for this time of year. Even as we fall into the low 70s, low 50s, that's still above average temperatures for this time of year. That's a look at the forecast. Again, there's not a whole lot happening early parts of the week. We continue to try to wrestle the details out of the late week forecast, but sometimes you get the details when the details just become clear. I will say I do feel a smidge better about where the data is trending and how we're kind of getting a grip on this forecast, but I still don't love it. And like I said, confidence is not necessarily that high. So just trying to be honest with you as we figure out what's going on in our atmosphere. Of course, the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank, is a digital weather platform serving 33 parishes and counties across northern Louisiana, southern Arkansas, and western Mississippi. It is made possible 100% free to you. No paywalls, no subscription services, no nothing, by the local businesses that you see there on your screen. You do your job by dropping in and saying hello from time to time, following us on your favorite social media platforms, sharing the content as you see fit, and, of course, supporting our local business partners when you can, if you can, even if it's just a simple message of, hey, thanks. They probably would appreciate that. Your fish and game forecast comes out in about 2.5 hours or so, right at around 8 o'clock for tomorrow. I'll join you first thing tomorrow morning as we continue to kind of scratch our heads together on this just really crummy forecast. I hate it. Hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike it. I really don't like it. But we'll figure it all out together. Thanks so much for stopping by the Digital Weather Desk, powered by Century Next Bank. Forecast is always available at digitalweatherdesk.com and on the app available for Apple and Android users. I'll see you in the morning. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night, everybody.